Hello everyone, BenQ here, and I hope you really like this small teaser of SFO Grimhammer Iii. I had a lot of fun making this trailer and I hope you like it. But before we start the proper video, we have a sponsor of this video and it's a company called BenQ. Maybe you know it. As some of you may know, I have a very small office where I'm without any windows or natural light, like a little prison of chaos. And because of that, I have major problems with one source of light when working at the evenings especially. My eyes feel that problem. But BenQ decided to fix my problem with their new ScreenBar light that aims to remove such problems. I'm not any specialist in terms of gaming lights, but have to say I'm impressed. It's a perfect lamp for people like me that don't have a lot of place for extra equipment. Lightweight, stylish and easy to install on your monitor. Lamp have numerous unique features that promote focus and comfort while gaming, but not only that. Equipment with anti-glare technology along with adjustable brightness and color temperature. If you are not good at such settings, there is auto mode. It really creates perfect atmosphere you need to relieve eye strain at any given time. So yeah, it's time for a good book in a peace and quiet at long last. If you like what you saw, there are links in the description when you can buy the specific lamp, and I have to say again that I really like it. I wasn't expecting that it would be so useful for me and for me in my office. You know how it works. Let's get back to SFO Grimhammer Iii. A lot of stuff happened since we talked last time. First of all, modding workshop was released, so tons of mods, and because of that, in the moment of publishing this video, SFO Grimhammer Iii Steam page is up, as you can see some glimpse of it, and it's working like a placeholder right now where I will be posting news and screenshots, etc. You can subscribe to this page already because the proper mod will be released out there. We want to have a hub, you know, in an advance when you can see stuff the same manner like Patreon, Twitter, Discord, etc. So it's like a new, let's call it a media where you can find stuff. And I hope you like the new UI and the trailer that I showed previously. I need to check the notes because we have a lot of things to talk about today, so I will be looking to my left from time to time. To celebrate the modding workshop release, we are giving 2 codes of Total War Warhammer 3. They were sponsored by Hellforger, one of our patrons, and they have Ogre's DLC in them, and they can be activated on UK and European Union servers, so not America sadly, but those keys will be given to you in a giveaway. And now you will be asking how you can win those, and answer is simple: anything that is like a screenshot, artwork, music, novel, everything. You can just post them in the specific channels on our public Discord and Patreon Discord, because as we have 2 keys of the game, 1 key is going to patrons and 2nd to the public. More information can be found in a link below in the description, like many stuff in this video. But workshop Steam page is not the only thing that we just released. We just made a public of our main SFO website. It's under sfomod.com. You can find all the basic information for the mod, all the links, all the Q&A, troubleshooting, links to the video, and latest news. We decided to have such a small hub when you can find all the SFO information. There are also a board when you can see all the patrons' names that are being visible on the ends of every video. And yeah, in the future we plan to make more interactive stuff on the site, but I think for now it's enough. And again, let's get back to SFO Grimhammer Iii. As you saw in the trailer, we are getting a lot of changes in the mod. First of all, the big change that I really love is the submod menu. You can see that this is like a placeholder of it, but it's working. The menu is working. On the top left in your game, the panel, you will be able to click it, and then you got the new menu, and you can set here easy mode, hard mode, fast campaign, slow campaign, enable new units, disable units, etc. So things that were only in the sub mods. Also the cap system that was made by Drunk Flamingo will be also here. So everything will be in one special place and easy to get for everyone. No need for sub mods anymore, and you will be able to adjust your gameplay as you see fit. Other thing, also quite big I think, is the free like Warhammer free battle modes, game modes that will be published on a workshop. The placeholder one that is right now on the Steam Workshop will be the main mod. Whole experience, same as in Warhammer 2, will be published there. So campaign, item changes, battle changes, technology changes, everything will be there. But there will be also two separate mods, and one of them will be battles only. So we'll be having battles only changes mod without any campaign changes. And the second one will be campaign changes only. So buildings, technologies, but without any changes to units balance. So vanilla balance of the units if you don't like the battles of SFO, or vice versa. So only battle changes if you don't like the campaign changes. I think that it will please everyone in that matter. This one is also quite important because all the patrons right now are having access to full changelog of SFO Grimhammer Iii, so the changes that we are making to battles. But don't worry, this changelog will be public when the battles will be public. Right now I cannot give you any date when the battles will be up, but we are working quite hard on it. We have a lot of changes. I'm teasing them from time to time. You can see right now the new Zinch reskin made by Xen. We made the entirely new models for those units that we're looking not the best, let's say, in vanilla, we all know it, but we are giving them new models. Some other units will be getting new models like Zinch Forsaken or Nuga Forsaken, so we don't want to get clone armies. Same will be going with Spawn. Yeah, the Chaos Spawn for each god will be also looking away with different, with new custom models. And just to give you a little glimpse on the future, I'm really hoping for the battle changes to be done at the end of this month, April, at least a beta that I will be able to share with all of you. But overall, you will ask how's the work on the mod. Right now we have balance changes for the battles, of course, for Khorne, Cathay, Nurgle, Zinch, Slanesh, half of Kislev, I would say almost whole Kislev. And there are no other factions, so we can say that's almost done. Okay, there are ogres, but we are making them as last. That's normal. And the question that many people are asking me, that if I'm working on a mod or only the team was working. I'm fully working on a mod right now. 90% of modding being done in SFO3 is being done by me. Other people like Drunk Flamingo, Xenon, Balzapon, they are helping, but 90% is all made by me because I took my game project on hold because of amount of work with SFO3. I will be getting to my game. The rest of the team that are working on the game, they are working on it still, but way slower without me. And right now the highest priority is to make SFO Grimhammer Iii in a working condition state, so you'll be all pleased with the content. This will be all for the major news in this video. Thanks everyone for subscribing, liking those videos, hitting that notification bell and supporting SFO Mode Team, because all of your support is making this free content. And the last part of this video will be talking about Q&A. Some time ago I posted a Q&A. We have those for patrons from quite some time in a 3 months interval, and I will be answering those questions. So like the major information are over right now, and I will be answering those patrons questions. First pack of questions is from Brett. First question: do you plan on using the same balances you implemented for Warhammer 2 races for Warhammer 3? Yes, the balances of the races will be in a similar theme, let's say it, as Warhammer 2 faction, of course with improvements that Warhammer 3 adds. What seems like the hardest faction to balance so far? The biggest problem was right now with Zinj and Slanesh. Zinj because of how to balance his barrier, and Slanesh because the roster is the worst roster in the game and the faction have insane problems in terms of surviving longer battles because how squishy the faction is. So it took a lot of effort to really work on that factions. Question number 3 from Brett. How are you feeling about modding the final game so far? I'm aware it's a very early, I'm sure you got some first impressions. So yeah, overall, I'm very happy with the modding. I love to mod, this is like the thing, I just love to mod. I had to take my game on hold because of it, and it's not like a regret. Yeah, I like it, I'm really happy with it. I'm also very impressed how much stuff we are able to do right now in terms of modding, because we are able to edit a lot of UI elements that were taking months to do in Warhammer 2, and we can do them in days or weeks. So overall, I'm impressed with Warhammer 3 modding, and only thing that I'm a little bit worried that it's very hard to add officers and banner carriers to the game, as in Warhammer 2 it was much easier. Question number 4. Who is in the charge of ogres for SFO? No one. Balsafon, but ogres. Question number 5. What's your thoughts on the major patch changes? So patch 1.1 changes. I think the biggest changes there are the buffs to Daniel, the demon, and I'm happy with those because his campaign was terrible. It's the worst campaign I ever played in Warhammer 3. I think this is a really low bottom for me, and they fixed him a little bit, let's say. But overall, for almost 2 months game patch, I would expect more. I would expect more, to be honest. Next pack of question we have from Patrick Deer. First question. What are your thoughts on Grand Cathay compared to the other human factions like the Empire, Bretonnia or Norska? Do you think it's implemented well in terms of visuals, unit mechanics and lords, and which of the current 2 dragon siblings is your favorite? A lot of questions in one. I like to play Cathay way more than I played Empire in Warhammer 2, because I talked about this in my tier list, that Warhammer 2 Empire was just broken after the reorg of the Empire. I think that reorg of the Empire really broke this faction for me and made them unplayable to this day. Cathay is good. I think in terms of mechanical, I even would say that the most work went to Cathay, making by CA. Visuals, very good. Units, very good roster. It feels much more fleshed out than the Demon rosters, for example. Mechanics, cool. I think that some parts need a little adjustment, but I love caravans. Compass need adjustment, but it's also good. Lord choices, very different Lord choices. So again, I like it. About the dragon siblings, I like the Storm Dragon meowing way better than the Iron Dragon. Question number 2. What is your favorite in-game animation for the model that brings you joy? I really love Scarbrand. Scarbrand is looking fantastic in terms of animation. Like he's like a monster and the demon. Like perfection. Scarbrand is just fantastic. There are tons of other great animation, but Scarbrand is just, you can feel the power and the rage in all of his movement. Question number 3. Do you like how Kislev is implemented in terms of visuals, or would you have preferred a less beer and ice magic focused visual style? I talked about it a lot of times, so won't be elaborating a lot. I hate how Kislev looks in Warhammer 3. It's way too magical and way too many beers, and it's nothing compared to Kislev that was in old lore. So this grim, dark, more Slavic feel than that magical ice sledges and things like that. So no, I really hate how Kislev works, and in future we plan to change the visuals of the Kislev in the mod. Question number 4. Do you think the general units for all factions are implemented well and friendly to what they should be, or are there many where you see problems? For example, I think the exalted variants of lesser demons should have less models, but better performance per unit compared to normal ones. For me, damages immersion when elite units have the same model count as regular units. This is a thing that we were thinking about a lot, because right now in actual state of SFO3 we made that exalted units and normal units have the same amount of models, and was changed because demons have problems with numbers, so they don't have any numerous units, and lowering, let's say, from 100 to 80 exalted demons could create some problems in terms of their unit balance. So right now we just made that they have a little bit different roles. Exalted are still better than the normal ones, but the normal ones are, for example, faster or have more ammunition in terms of zinch, etc. So it really depends. Vanilla balance, it's always based on tiers, so you always end with the best units and you never use the low tier units. So this, in terms of vanilla, I think it's okay, yeah, but vanilla is vanilla. Number 5. What are your opinions on the upcoming changes in the patch? This question was before 1.1. Do you think they are any good? Should they have been there before release? What do you think they absolutely need to change even after the patch? First of all, I was talking about in the previous questions, I think that what they need to change right now, we have a workshop, so workshop is fixing stuff. First of all, Blood DLC, ASAP, Blood DLC, and at least allow the old factions in custom game. Don't give us Mortal Empires. I understand the Immortal Empires will take some time, but give us the faction in custom battles, at least that. And the last questions from Patrick. How does the release of the Steam Workshop impact modding? Does it make it much easier? Can you name some examples or things that could not be modded before the workshop release? Yeah. So before the workshop release, the data coring was not possible. Data coring is the thing that, let's say, we have the table where it gives abilities to units. Yeah, there is no problem to add abilities to units. Not a problem at all. But if you want to remove ability that is in vanilla right now, you need to data core the table. And before workshop release, data coring was not possible. So for example, the skull cannons in SFO have are 3 models right now and not 1. So they should not have the ability wound that is only for single entities. And before modding workshop release, I was not able to remove that ability from the unit. Next pack of questions is from Thomas Hauser. Question number 1. Would you consider adding a version of J Laguna that uses bows and arrows, aka flying missile cavalry? Right now we are not focusing on adding any units, really. I think that the Cathay roster is really good. It doesn't need any changes or additional stuff, at least not for now. I don't know what will be in the future, so we shall see. Question number 2. It seems to me that cannons, great gunners and skylancers often had the line of sight issue while firing. This also seems the case with artillery. Why can't artillery shoot over hills or walls? I felt like I had to baby my skyjunks and skylancers to keep them from dying when they appear to be in range. Cannons often feels useless in Demon Prince battles. Okay, so it is all about the history of cannons and how they are arcs. Not all cannons should be arcs, you know. You need to have the difference, yeah? So cannons are shooting straight, you know, they are not like mortars above. So this is more like a mechanical stuff. We in the past changed some stuff like that because plate clock catapults in SFO are working like mortars and not like normal catapults that are not shooting straight. So maybe we will change some of those in the future to be working like mortars, so shooting above the walls, but we shall see. Next pack of question comes from Ardent Ward. Question number 1. Any plans for new units for Warhammer 3 races, more mortal units for the demon factions? As I was saying, right now we are not planning adding in new units because there are way too much content that we need to cover before adding new content. So we are adjusting what is in vanilla and then maybe adding new content, but later on. Question number 2. What race do you think needs the most attention right now in terms of better mechanics? I think it would be the Demon Prince, the Demons of Chaos. This faction is terrible. This faction is just fucking terrible. I'm sorry, but I would say this faction is terrible. It's really the worst faction I played in years in terms of how they are working, and even the fact that you can swap those parts is not helping them at all. Not helping them at all. Okay, question number 3. Do you have any plans to make changes to the awful Realms of Chaos system, or will you focus on the settings foundation for when Immortal Empires releases? We will be changing some small parts of Realms of Chaos for sure. Even after patch 1.1, the things are a bit better, but I still see the places that need adjustment there, so people would like to play it again, because right now no one wants to play it. Everyone is disabling using the drunk farming mod. I don't think that anyone's playing Realms of Chaos right now after those 2 months of playing. When I was playing Vortex after many months of release Warhammer 2, and I don't want to play Realms of Chaos. So yeah, there are some plans to adjust Realms of Chaos to be a little bit more fun again. And question number 4 from Ardent. Are there any particular new systems Warhammer 3 has introduced that has you excited in terms of things modders could do to utilize, adapt, build on them? Exactly, the Great Bastion invasion mechanic. Right now, only the thing that I'm most excited are the new UI stuff that we can add, that I was showing in terms of this in-game submod menu. So yeah, but there are also way more stuff, but I like to focus on one thing at a time because there are a lot of work with SFO3, as you can imagine. Okay, last pack of question is from Sky Guy, and question number why number one since you have to rebuild SFO for Total War Warhammer 3, do you plan on implementing some general gameplay changes to SFO 3, like unit balancing, battle pacing, general campaign mechanics, or do you focus on mainly porting and restoring the SFO 2 gameplay? Overall, Total War Warhammer 3 is an entirely new game, and we will be porting most of the changes from SFO 2 to SFO 3, but if we think that changes in Warhammer 3 are better, we are not implementing those from Warhammer 2, if you know what I mean. So if things will be better Warhammer 3, we are not implementing them, and already we did that with some of the abilities that were different in Warhammer 2, and in Warhammer 3 we just decided we are not changing them. The thing that CA did with them in Warhammer 3 are just better than ours, so we are leaving the CA changes. Okay, question number 2. From what you can tell, how much did Total War Warhammer 3 battle calculation change from a technical point of view? Unit combat handling, pathfinding, stat calculation in comparison to Warhammer 2, and how does this affects SFO? The biggest change right now recently is that they fixed cavalry impact damage that was broken in Warhammer 2 for months right now, and cavalry is working in Warhammer 3, so thanks Sigma that this one is working again. But overall, in terms of battle pacing, etc., it's more or less the same. So, and also with modders are still not able to change pathfinding, AI of units in battles, things like that. So no big changes here. And last question from Sky Guide. Do you plan on changing mechanics of the Realms of Chaos campaign this time? As I was saying before, no big changes, only adjustments, so it will be more pleasable. That will be all from Patreon's questions. Thanks everyone for watching. Remember again, you can subscribe to this channel, like the videos, hit that notification bell, support us on Patreon, because all of this content is being made thanks to your support. Also remember, the actual changelog with all the changes to SFO Grimhammer 3 is always available to Patreons. Will be available for everyone when mod goes public. Okay, I think it will be all for this video. Thanks everyone for watching, and yeah, Venris out.